For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
What is up, Brew Crew? Welcome back to Brewers Fan Central. If you live and die with every pitch at American Family Field, and if you know that winning in Milwaukee takes brains, not just a checkbook, you are exactly where you need to be. Before we dive into today's headline, do me a huge favor, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. The hot stove season is officially heating up, and I'm here tracking every front office move to bring you the analysis you actually need. None of that generic national media fluff. Today, we're breaking down a rumor coming straight from the desks at ESPN involving a massive name in the National League. We're going to look at the facts, the data, and most importantly, does this actually make sense for the Milwaukee Brewers? Let's cut to the chase. This week, ESPN insiders Jeff Passan and Kylie McDaniel dropped a bombshell. They listed the Milwaukee Brewers as a prime trade destination for Alec Bohm, the Philadelphia Phillies all-star third baseman. On paper, the headline looks sexy. Brewers linked to 2024 all-star. But as we know too well in Milwaukee, headlines don't win pennants. The report suggests there's a 50-50 shot Bohm gets dealt this winter as the Phillies look to shake up their roster after an early playoff exit. The national narrative is simple. Milwaukee needs offense. Bohm is an above-average contact hitter, so match made in heaven, right? Wrong. Or at least it's way more complicated than that. I've read the report. I've dug into the peripheral stats, and I'm here to tell you, be careful what you wish for. I've been saying for weeks that our priority needs to be offensive consistency, but not at the expense of our defensive identity. And this is where the Alec Bohm conversation gets thorny. Look at what we have in-house. Joey Ortiz. Ortiz was an absolute revelation at third base last season. Defensively, he was elite. If we bring in Bohm, what happens? Bohm isn't a shortstop anymore. He's a bat-first third baseman or a makeshift first baseman. This forces a dangerous domino effect. We move Joey Ortiz permanently to shortstop, which he can handle, sure. But what about the corner defense? Bohm has had real struggles with the glove in high-leverage moments. Pat Murphy's system prioritizes run prevention. Our infield defense was the engine of this team. Plugging Bohm in at 3B is statistically a defensive downgrade compared to what Ortiz gave us. Then there's the bat. Yes, Bohm was an all-star in the first half of 2024, but what worries me is the second half collapse. He struggled to maintain his form, and the power numbers dipped. Are we trading for the first half all-star or the fatigued player we saw in September? Let's put on our GM hats for a second. We know Matt Arnold. We know how Mark Attanasio operates. The Brewers don't pay for past performance. They pay for future value. Alec Bohm is entering his arbitration years. He is not cheap. The projected salary for him is going to be significant. My question to you is it worth spending $8 to $10 million estimated on a player who might block our own internal development? The ESPN report mentions the Phillies might want to dump him to clear space for a superstar splash like Alex Bregman. If the Phillies, who have infinite money, don't want to pay his arbitration cost, why should we? A small market team that needs to be surgical with our budget, pick up the tab. We have internal talent knocking on the door. People scream for a bat, but bringing in a pricey veteran via trade also means sending prospects back to Philly. Is it worth sacrificing pieces of our farm system for 2 years of a player who is a defensive liability? To me, this feels like a move that works in a video game, but in real life, it could disrupt the chemistry and financial efficiency we've built. Looking cold-heartedly at the data, the pros, Bohm is an RBI machine. Hits a ton of doubles and doesn't strike out much. He puts the ball in play, which fits our chaos on the base paths style. The cons, low home run power for a corner infielder, below average defense, and a rising price tag. What does this really mean for us fans? It means the front office is doing due diligence, but I believe that if we are going to spend trade capital, it should be for a top of the rotation starter or a true power-hitting first baseman, not a third baseman that forces us to reshuffle a defense that is already elite. I'm skeptical. This feels like national media trying to find a home for a brand name player without understanding the nuance of our roster. I want to know your take. Would you sacrifice some defense at third base to get Alec Bohm's bat in the middle of the lineup? Or would you rather keep Joey Ortiz at the hot corner and trust the young guys to develop? Is this a win now move or an unnecessary risk? Sound off in the comments below. I'll be reading through them and responding to the best arguments in the next video. Don't forget, the season might be over, but the front office never sleeps. And neither does Brewers Fan Central. Subscribe, hit that like button if you appreciate the deep dive analysis, and share this with that one friend who thinks they know everything about baseball. Until next time, and as always, go Brewers.